Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good afternoon. I hope your quarter is continuing to be a success. We are learning in our communications class the importance of our presentation. This also applies to our representation of ourselves in the manner which we dress. Knowing what to wear, when and how to wear it, and why we're wearing it is critical for our success. It will help us throughout our career. But before we get into that, I must tell you I learned this the hard way. After a few years of working in the financial industry, I applied for a position as a loan processor. I had all the qualifications and references for my position. I got the interview and I thought that it went well. But after the interview, the lady told me that I needed to work on my presentation. I was shocked. I had on nice slacks, a nice sweater, heels, a leather jacket, and she told me I really needed to sharpen up my image. I needed to wear a little bit of makeup, I needed to wear dress socks or nylons with my heels, and I needed to wear a suit jacket. Never again have I encountered a situation like that again. I always made sure that I was prepared down to the last detail. When I waited tables, I made sure that I wore quality slacks that didn't fade. I had starched my shirt every day, I knotted my tie perfectly, and I wore a clean apron that was also ironed. In trekking, I wore work clothes, work boots. I always had my gloves in my back pocket, even to my interview. The preparation and appearance for each of these roles was important for my success. In my readings, I came across advice from the business experts Damon John and Kevin O'Leary, the reality TV show Shark Tank stars. Damon John says the most important rule for dressing for success is that we dress strictly to our profession and our position. His partner, Kevin O'Leary, claims that he defines himself by how he dresses, that it is who and what he is. So how do we know we're dressing for success, and how do we do it? Well, John says it's the little things that have impact, like getting our clothes tailored. This isn't inexpensive, and most department stores will do this as a courtesy. I also came across some information at the Lifestyles webpage, realsimple.com. In their article, How to Dress for Success, they begin with 3 clear guidelines. Number 1, if the expectation is a suit, there are no appropriate alternatives. Secondly, managers like to see clothing that is impeccably clean, ironed, and tailored. And lastly, under no circumstances is it ever appropriate to wear clothing that is skimpy, plunging, or tight. Furthermore, some of us are taking this class to develop our networking abilities and increase our client potential. According to this article, we have to be prepared for occasions outside of work and beyond the initial interview. A couple of their suggestions are dinner parties, where we would simply wear what we would wear to work, with the minor change, like removing your sport coat or wearing a dressier blouse. For festive office parties, festivities does not mean red and green snowflakes and reindeer, but rather dressing it up with chandelier earrings or a fancy clutch. For men, they can wear a classy metallic dress shirt with cufflinks. Dressing for the occasion in the audience will be a huge asset to your career. As we read in our textbook, Communicating at Work, we see that our appearance is described as being directly related to our success. The more attractive, the more fit, the more money that we're going to earn. The text also refers to interviewing. Well, when we're networking and dealing with potential clients, we are interviewing. The text references a survey that ranked our clothing as the leading factor that shaped recruiters' initial impressions of us. Well, you remember that job interview? She was a recruiter and I did not get that job. But more importantly, in my opinion, this story, the text references about the CEO who would wear a 3-piece suit down to the shop floor to try and get a conversation going. He found it there very difficult to talk to. But when he changed his routine and he started wearing more casual clothing and he dressed down, everybody was much more receptive. He was mirroring. Mirroring is when you copy someone's behaviors to gain agreement from them. It can be as simple as leaning in when they lean in or taking a sip of your water at the same time. We see this can also be achieved in how we dress. Mirror your work culture, mirror your clients. How we dress is clearly related to our success. The argument that you cannot judge a book by its cover or that we should just wear what we're comfortable in is irrelevant. We are being judged, and we need to take the power perspective. We have the opportunity to share our absolute best selves in a dynamic way. We are the deciders of how people will interpret us. I hope this information has been helpful to you today. Mastering how we dress for our position is a great beginning toward a successful career. Thank you all for listening, and just remember to keep it classy.